Good morning, everyone. Welcome to K&A's Family Homestead. Today we're going to talk about a small homestead versus a big homestead. Take one of the girls to get their food. Come on, Mackenzie. Here. They will literally cry after that time. Just grab the collar, get close enough.
They keep rolling around!
Alright. She's hiding. She thinks you can't see her. Alright guys, let's get into it. Basically a homestead is a separate building from your home which you live in. Okay? Basically, for me it's like anything 2 acres and smaller, for me that's a small homestead. So yeah, and anything bigger than obviously 2 acres is considered a big homestead. Now, the positive things on a small homestead is that it's more manageable. It's less maintenance. So if you are a homesteader or you just beginning and you starting off, a small homestead will be the best ideal for you. Okay. And before we even get to talking about what's the best things to do, the first thing you should do when either buying your land or property or before you even start homesteading, look into your town and find out what's your zones, what's your zone laws, if you can have or how many animals you can have on your land. So that's very important, because the last thing you would want to do is to invest so much into something and for someone else to come and take it away. So that's number one, most important. Before you get into anything, look at your zone laws. Make sure that whatever you decide that you want on your land, make sure you can do it. Get a permit and start from there. All right, so a small homestead, they're manageable. Especially for first timers, it's something small so you can learn as you go. In any homestead, there's always setbacks. There's always something that will always happen. So think of it this way: a smaller homestead means a smaller setback compared to a bigger homestead. It's bigger setback. So doing a small homestead, for me, is very ideal. Not only is manageable, 1 or 2 people can do it, but you can get a lot from it. You got your garden beds, you got your animals that can produce your foods, and the feed is not as expensive. And you don't have to get as much hay. Now, if you go to a bigger homestead, and obviously if you go to a bigger homestead, I'm hoping that you're very well experienced and you already know the outcomes of what can happen. So that's something you got to take into consideration if you don't know. So a lot of things can happen, and you have to be ready for it. Wintertime, people who live in the cold climates, hay gets more expensive. You have to buy more feed because you can't no longer feed them grass or they can't forage. So you have to buy them feed, a lot of hay. Um, and that's mostly small animals' diet is hay, pretty much 90%. So things like that you have to take into consideration. Um, and, you know, having cattle, having farm pigs, feeder pigs, and having the whole nine and having a big homestead means you need more people. Um, so if you have a big family like I do, but you all gotta, contribute into this every day. It's like another job. So having a big homestead, you definitely need more people. Okay. So it's not as easy to manage unless you have, the right tools and equipment and the right people to do the job. Um, and feed is not cheap. After a while, it does get a little pricey. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are thinking a homestead, you can actually make lots and lots of money. Um, that statement is not true. It's definitely not true. You can be sustainable here, um, and maybe earn extra dollars and cents, but it's not something you can get rich from. And yeah, and I give a lot of credit to those farmers who have big lots and that's how they feed and survive is from farming, and I give a lot of credit to them because it's a lot of work, and I got a small homestead here, and it is a lot of work, and every year you learn something new, and I'm 2.5 years experienced with my animals here, and I'm still learning. So yeah, small homestead is the best way to go. That's my opinion. But yeah, so not only that it's manageable, you can learn very easily. Um, you can get sustainable from it. You can, you can sell some market values in your garden. You can sell some of your products that the animals produce here. You can be self-sufficient, and provide for your family and be less dollars and cents on the outside stores and grocery stores. So you definitely can profit from a homestead with a family. So that's something it's always good to have, and to be reassured that you are taking in the best for your family, because you know what you feed them. You know that no GMO, no toxic, no chemicals. Everything is good. Okay. Another thing. Let me see. And just before I forget, I don't want to forget this. I should have said this in the beginning. For all the homesteaders that are new out there, before you begin, homesteading is profitable. Just know when you first begin, you have to spend money on your animals, spend money on your feed, your building materials, your permits if you're gonna build and have a barn. And such things like that. So make sure that you look into that, and make sure you're ready. It can be a lot of work, and it could take a lot, especially your first year. You're gonna learn a lot of things, so that's something you gotta take into consideration. Now, somebody like me, I love outdoors. I love the fact that I have these animals here that are providing. They're providers. They're providing food and resources back to my family, and I know that what I'm giving them is the best. So that's gonna come back to my family. So that's something that plays a big part in homesteading for me and my family. The garden, that's gonna come straight from the ground. Everything I put into it is gonna go straight back to the house, and the kids are gonna love it. My wife is gonna love it, and whatever I have extra, that can be sold. I can do trades. I can, when I get the milk for the goats, sell the babies. So there is some profits there that can bring back into your homestead and helps you out a lot more. So that's my thing. That's how I do it. And everyone that's watching, if you guys have any kind of peace of mind that I probably left out that everyone should know, leave a comment below. Remember, not only are you helping me, but you're helping everyone out there that, hey girl, that is learning. You want to help. This is like one of the best channels out there that you can actually learn from, YouTube. Everyone goes to YouTube, and usually they go there so they can learn and get an experience of what someone is doing that might be working. So if anyone got any ideas or anything like that, please put it below in the comments. Leave it there for someone can actually learn and hear you. Okay? So I'm gonna let you go. I hope this video was very helpful. And if anyone have any ideas or want any more blogs or anything that I can share, yeah, let me know. Okay, so just know everything we do it one step at a time here in K&A's Family Homestead. Take it easy, guys.